Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. And tonight on the show, we are going to talk about what happened tonight. What a win from the Cleveland Browns. It really was hell of a win. I'm very impressed with the defense. Baker Mayfield, they got off to a slow start. They really did. Was the game kind of boring at times? Yes, it was. Was it the most interesting game to watch on a Saturday night? No, it was not. But when it came to performing, as I always say, I'd rather have two shitty ass teams play each other than a shitty ass team versus a good team. Because the chances are actually getting ourselves a legit good game are higher if we have two shitty ass teams playing. But I gotta give it up. I went into this game thinking Case Keenum was gonna win this game. I thought Baker Mayfield outplayed Case Keenum. I'm sorry, but I thought he did. Case Keenum, very rarely one of the quarterbacks who throws the least interceptions in this league, threw two interceptions tonight. I got to give it up to Baker Mayfield. He was fantastic, especially in the second half. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. The kid is special. It's like I don't know. It's like those typical short guys. You know, he's short for an average quarterback, but the kid's just I don't know what he has. You know, I thought in Oklahoma, you know, with the Sooners, I thought that a lot of it. I thought, oh, it's the Big 12. You know, the defense are softer than toilet paper. But I gotta give it, man. Now he's starting to do it in the NFL, man. He is 6-7-1, and some of those losses are not even his fault. It was when that other what's his name Tyron Taylor was playing. So you can't even fault him for those seven losses. Some of us were his, some of theirs were not on him. So I got to give it up to him. And and I think he all the wins they had with Baker Mayfield, because even the first one in week 3 when they beat the Jets. If you remember, Tyron Taylor started that game, but then in the third quarter, Baker Mayfield got put in. So he's been a part of all the wins. He hasn't been a part of the I think week 1, I think they tied with the Steelers. In week 2, they lost to the Saints, but that was with Tyron Taylor. But from there, week 3 until now, it's been all Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield is he's really six. Baker Mayfield is really 6-6 if you think about it. You take the tie in that first loss to the Saints, he's 6-6 in the NFL. He really is. He's doing really good. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. He's been unbelievable as Baker Mayfield. If you take those the tie to the Steelers and then the loss to the Saints in week 1 and 2, that was on Tyron Taylor. Baker Mayfield came on until week 3 versus the Jets. So he's really 6-6. The team is 6-7-1. But he's 6-6 as a starter. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Case Keenum, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He very rarely he had two interceptions. I don't know what the fuck happened to Case Keenum. He wasn't on his I look at Case Keenum. The guy doesn't really have any weapons anymore. They traded Demaro Thomas to the Texans. They Emmanuel Sanders got hurt. They don't really have anything. I feel sorry. You got the two running backs. Lindsey and Freeman, but he doesn't really have a lot to work with. Defense is still pretty good, led by Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. I thought Bradley Chubb was going to be fired up tonight since Cleveland skipped him in the draft. He didn't have that great of a game. Whatever. Cleveland wins 17-16. It was a hell of a game. Baker Mayfield outplayed Case Keenum. He really did. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. He's starting to he's impressing a lot of people. He really is. The other game, let's talk about the other game we saw today on this Saturday. Texans versus Jets. Look, the Texans wanted to come out and they wanted to whoop the hell out of the Jets for getting that loss to Indianapolis. And shout out to the Jets, especially in the second half. They made adjustments because this game was at one point, it was 16-3 Texans were winning. And the Jets came back and they took the lead at one point. What was it? They took the lead at one point in this game. The Jets in the second half. Sam Darnold was pretty good, and if you ask me, especially in the second half, he looks very different, than he did the first few weeks. He's starting to figure things out. It's Sam Darnold. He really is. He still has a ways to go. That last drive of the game, where the last time, he looked like a rookie quarterback, but he's starting to figure things out. He's starting to say, hey, I don't have to force a pass in every time. It's okay on sometimes to throw it away. I don't have to force anything. I think he's starting to develop. He's starting to learn how to play NFL quarterback. I've only seen him a few times. Really, the first time I really saw him was Week 1 versus the Lions, and that first throw was intercepted. I was laughing my ass off. But he's really come a long way since that game. He's starting to develop. I told my father he's starting to look like an NFL quarterback. He's got a lot of games under his belt. I want to see how he does in year 2 because he's starting to figure things out. It's Sam Darnold. Watson, like I said about Watson, he's pretty clutch. Throughout his college career in Clemson, the guy was clutch. Today, led that winning drive late in the game and was able to pull it off for the Texans 29-22. That's the thing I say about Watson. The kid is clutch. He's clutch. He could be struggling, and then at the end, 2-3 minutes left, he can lead you down the field. I want to see if he can make this translation to the playoffs. He's made the translation from college to the NFL today. Great example. There's a very good defense in the Jets. He led a winning game drive, and ended up winning the game 29-22. Now I think I will see the transformation, but I need to see if I can see it in the playoffs. But I think Deshaun Watson is going to be one of those guys who he might not be in the MVP conversation. I'm not saying he's not going to win an MVP, but there's going to be some years he's not going to be in the MVP conversation. But he's going to win you games. Like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning was winning all the MVPs, but when it came time to the playoffs, Tom Brady was the guy that was always winning. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Mahomes could be the Peyton Manning of this era, who may be a little bit more talented. Maybe wins a lot more league MVPs. But when it comes down to the playoffs, I think Watson's going to be the guy that's going to win because he's got it. He's clutch. He's clutch. He proved it when he was in the University of Clemson. The only quarterback in history to beat Nick Saban in Alabama in a national championship game. The only quarterback ever. No one else has beaten Nick Saban while he's been in Alabama in a national championship game, other than Deshaun Watson. The kid is special. Today, led a game-winning drive. The team did shit. Before that game-winning drive, they have only scored 3 points in the entire second half. They were getting shut down. I think it was like 13 points to only 3 points by the Texans. I was like, what the fuck is happening? The offensive line was not giving him protection, and he led that game-winning drive. I thought Deshaun Watson was clutch at the end, getting that game-winning drive and winning this game for the Texans, 29-22. And that's all I have to say tonight on the show. Oh, shit. I apologize. I farted. Anyways, that's all I have to say tonight on the show. I have Mexican diarrhea. Anyways, until next time, I am CE. I am the greatest man to ever live. I want to say one more thing. Hold on. Let me do my outro. A lot of you guys are not getting my live stream notifications. So what I want to do is I want people to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to put the Twitter in the comment section. I want you guys to follow me on Twitter. And I'm going to try to put every live stream and every video I make on Twitter. Because I think on Twitter, the notifications are much better. So if you do get your notification on Twitter, let's try that. I made a Twitter. I'm going to try to put every video on Twitter and turn the notifications on Twitter. And let's see if that shit works. Because a lot of you are not getting notifications. So let's try that. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna put the Twitter in the comment section, and follow me on Twitter. Turn on your notifications on Twitter, and follow me there. And we'll see if that can maybe work out a little bit better when it comes to getting notifications from either an upload or a live stream. Because a lot of you guys tell me that you don't even get the notification for uploads. You guys tell me, hey, I didn't get an upload video. I'm like, I made it. I make the upload video, and you guys tell me you don't get it. So go follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna put it in the comment section. Turn on notifications on Twitter, and let's try to see if that shit works better. All right. Until next time, I'm gonna try to share all my videos on Twitter. Anyways, until next time, I am the greatest man to ever live. I am CE, and until next time. Oh shit, I will see you later, and I'm out like a light. I'm out like a light. Oh shit, I'm out like a light. I'm out like a light. I'm out like a light, like a light, like a light.